in Punjab, he also deserved to win the match, but ultimately we all saw what actually happened. So still confused, but I'm happy because my team won the match.
Okay. Ultimately, what happened, Priyansh? I think Sunny used the word "they" a
देखो
couple of times.
देखो फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में
Ultimately,
भी,
what?
हाँ मतलब कंक्लूजन जैसे सनी नहीं पहुंच पाए ऐसे हम नहीं पहुंच पाए। मतलब फर्स्ट इनिंग्स के एंड में भी स्टोइनिस के साथ हुआ, बेचारा भागा सेकंड रन के लिए गया, उसके साथ एक धोखा हुआ, फिर सेकंड इनिंग्स में अब वो शॉर्ट रन वाली चीज हो गई। तो मैच तो यही रहा है, मतलब कुछ भी हो रहा था, कहीं से भी हो रहा था, एंड बहुत इंस्टेंटली हो रहा था। तो वी सॉ लॉट ऑफ प्लेयर्स who we thought would perform well. We It was surprising to see Gale not being included in the team as well. So we saw a lot of newcomers, Bishnoi getting out there, stopping the runs in the middle overs. So ultimately, I think there were a lot of players who played small cameos, जिनकी वजह से the team reached। और मेन
Yeah.
हीरोज तो नहीं हमारे फिल्म के, जो स्टोइनिस रहे हैं और जो मयंक अग्रवाल रहे हैं अपनी रिस्पेक्टिव टीम्स के लिए। बट हाँ, आई वुड लाइक स्ट्रांगली सजेस्ट कि हम ये छोटे छोटे कैमियोज को रिकॉग्नाइज करें, बीट बिश्नोईज कैमियो। और वन फैक्टर दैट आई एम अपसेट अबाउट कैप्टनसी के मामले में दिल्ली कैपिटल से इज दैट अश्विन डिडंट गेट enough chances, right?
नहीं,
So
मतलब you
that,
That's because Priyansh didn't watch the whole
yeah.
match. Priyansh, he got injured.
Priyansh,
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
After the first
Yeah.
over,
So
he
like,
kept his arm
he
open.
okay. So the over that he bowled, it was, I think, statistically seeing it went really well. So
Very well, yes.
looking at the pitches, the games are turning out to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think you made a very good point there, Priyansh, about the cameos, about the roles which everybody played. And one particular bowler which caught my eye was Bishnoi, Ravi Bishnoi. This guy is an under 19, World Cup finalist. And the only request I have for Ravi Bishnoi, if he's watching and if he'll watch this at any point, is that he's bowling a lot of googlies. And I really don't want him to be another Piyush Chawla, because Piyush Chawla was one of the finest leg spinners we had. The only problem with him was that he only started to bowl a lot of googlies. And his stock ball became a googly and a surprise delivery became a leg spinner. That will never work. You need to work on your stock delivery as a leg spinner. If that leg spinner turns, your googly becomes doubly effective. So I think that's one request I will have for Ravi Bishnoi, but he did definitely bowl well. He never let Pant score of him. So Keshav, one the other point which what I had to discuss, which is going down there the score line, is that Stoinis blitz. I think most of the time Punjab had this under control with Shami's spell of bowling and picking up wickets at constant intervals. But what took away the game and the entire momentum shifted towards Delhi when Stoinis came in and played such a brilliant knock. It looked like such a difficult track to bat on. He came in and he just smashed each and every delivery. What are your thoughts about that particular innings?
I was always sure that the people who were coming from UK and Caribbean who had a bit of cricket already under their belt, they would obviously be much more in control of their game and, much more in groove than the Indian players. So since Stoinis was coming off from UK and he didn't have a big say in the series win against England, the ODI series win per se, but he did play a couple of good 30-40s here and there. So, and also he was batting one down there. So here his role was to finish. So the fact that he was already coming off from a lot of cricket, I think would have played a huge role in him straight away getting into action. And from the word go, he was right there. He knew what his role was, because with Australia his role was still not clear. He was playing ahead of Steve Smith because he got concussioned. So here his role was clear. Ricky Ponting must have told him what he expects from him, and accordingly he just paced his innings. And also abhi jab ye last match Jordan ke over mein, I think he scored around 30 runs in Jordan's over. So Jordan is a kind of bowler who thrives at death overs, but I think it was because of due that he couldn't hit his Yorkers well. So that's again the question tonight remains that Mayank Agarwal or Marcus Stoinis, who deserve to be on the winning side.
Very well said. I think great points there, Keshav. Absolutely agreed. I think the role definition is very important for any field, be it professional, be it cricket. If you are told that this is what you are expected to do, I think the clarity becomes, very important. And Stoinis, I think, delivered. Sunny, when Stoinis came and played that innings for Delhi, were you confident that that score was enough, or you felt that maybe 10-15 short?
Imam bhai, I was doing the pitch analysis before the match because I had to give a report to DC Tuli. So I read the average score there in Dubai is 144. So anything beyond that would be difficult to chase, and the lowest score which has been defended here is 137. So at the back of my mind, it was clear that anything close to 150 or above 150 will be difficult to chase on this wicket.
Right. Perfect. And Priyansh, that knock of Stoinis only helped Delhi get there, because at one point it was seen, we are discussing in our group, 140 was impossible at one point because the pitch was difficult and the bounce was spongy. But Stoinis came in and played as if he's been playing in Dubai's pitch for the past 5 years.
Yeah. He played like he knew the pitch.
Right.
Like he was playing childhood on the same pitch. He just came and thrashed the ball, played his role, and went back. So I think the last few overs, what they really needed was a good spinner. Talking about Punjab, right? They played they finished all their spinners overs, even like way before the end. They had Maxwell as an option, which was left. But yeah, they could have gone for a spinner. But talking about Stoinis, what an amazing innings, middling the ball, clearing the fence. And Abu Dhabi and Dubai are big grounds, right? So tomorrow yesterday we saw with the Mumbai Indians, clearing the fence was a huge problem. We had 3 catches on the boundary, right? So the way Stoinis did it was remarkable.
Absolutely, and the kind of consistency with the hitting was absolutely fantastic. And today, and I have always felt that Stoinis is one of those moody cricketers. He takes his time, he gets in. So he needs those 5 or 6 balls to get in, and जब तक गाड़ी छूट जाती है. But today, when he came into bat, he was like उसका rhythm पहले ball से लगा. He was middling everything. And that's the reason why I think Delhi were able to get to that score. Otherwise, I think 140 or 130 is what they would have got without the strongest innings.
Yeah.
Just on the team selection point, guys, the next point which I had with you, which I wanted to check with you and ask you about, Ajinkya Rahane, one of our finest cricketer, of our time. So he's a regular Test cricketer. Has played a lot of one-day cricket with India and a lot of T20 cricket with Rajasthan Royals. Got traded to Delhi. Must have felt that now is the time for me to prove a point and maybe put up my hand for selection in the limited overs format, and he doesn't get a place in the 11. And whatever I saw today, I will I'm skeptical that will he ever get a chance in this 11, because his kind of game doesn't suit the modern T20 masala. So Keshav, what chances do you see of Rahane featuring in this 11? And do you think it's a bit of a tough choice now? It's very hard on players like Pujara and Rahane, who do so well in the format which we all say is the purest form of cricket. But when it comes to T20, they are sidelined. What are your thoughts on that?
See, players like Rahane and Mayank Agarwal are sort of in the same mold, but Mayank Agarwal has got a chance here, and he got a chance to prove his credentials as a T20 player, and he did that with flying colors. And even Ajinkya Rahane has a great IPL record. I think he has a couple of centuries as well to his name. So it's kind of like IPL teams are not always going with the tradition. There's a lot of money involved, and the franchisees has a lot of say. The owners have a lot of say. So in order to win the tournament, they can just for example, Hashim Amla had a couple of centuries, and the next season he wasn't picked. So it's always going to be something like that where somebody misses out. Sometimes there is a surprise selection. Like today, Mohit Sharma was playing, and all I could see on Twitter was why the hell this guy keeps getting selected. So and again, like another example is for surprise selection, like Jaidev Unadkat. Why does he keep getting crores every year? And then his economy rate is also in crores. So it's something like that. And quickly adding on to the Stoinis point, I think, of course, he played really well, but a lot of, I think we are giving him a little bit more credit than he deserves, because there were a lot of bad balls and there were a couple of edges as well. So it was a combination of luck and bad balls and also his clean hitting.
Agreed. Absolutely. I think, but the point is, Keshav,
Mayank Agarwal's innings was a better innings overall than Marcus Stoinis, but Marcus Stoinis' innings was more impactful. That was the innings that probably built the match, because अगर वो वहाँ पे out हो जाता जल्दी तो I don't think हमें इतना exciting match देखने मिलता, one-sided affair होता.
I agree. But the thing is, Keshav, you need to light your up. You need to make sure that the luck which is given to you or you have on that day, you make use of it. And Stoinis did that very well. Priyansh, the question in terms of Rahane, I want to throw you at is one question where do you think now the time has come where the BCCI tells cricketers like Pujaras, your Rahanes, your Ishans, who are very important to our test format, that you don't take part in the IPL auction? A lot of money is involved, but what we can do, the kind of money which comes into the game for the BCCI, they definitely can make a contract for them, which gives them a bit more edge compared to other cricketers, because they will not be playing the IPL. Do you think that kind of a model should kick in the future, Priyansh?
I'm not sure about it. Like honestly, talking about it commercially, IPL is beneficial for the BCCI and for the players, right? Because its viewership is much more than a test match. Like I'm not going to lie about it, right? So I enjoy it being a cricket fan. I love the purest form of the game, but do people really see it? Do people really encourage it? I think it's a big question. I think what these players should actually do is play more in the county to enhance their performance, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Play more of county cricket and basically work on the thing that they're best at.
Brilliant. I think I can't agree more with what you said. That's something which you would want them to do. But ideal world, the kind of money which they get in county cricket is not that great. Otherwise, a lot of players go and play county. But I think very well pointed out. Sunny, you agree to that thought process? And being a Delhiite, do you see Ajinkya Rahane in the 11 in the coming games?
Imam Bhai, I expect him to be in the 11 in the coming matches, because if Prithvi Shaw fails again in the next match, I completely think that Ricky Ponting will surely play the same 11 in the next match. And what I feel, if Prithvi Shaw didn't get any runs in the next match also, then he can replace him with Rahane. And I also agree with Priyan's point that the players who are test specialists, they should play in the
Yes.
county matches. And also to your point that BCCI should give them an edge over other players, because they are consistently there in the test team and they're not there in the limited format.
Fantastic, absolutely. And talking about the same, the next point quickly, I want to move to the penultimate point, which we wanted to discuss is Shami's performance. It will be unfair, guys, if we do not talk about Shami's spell today. I think Shami has been one of the most improved cricketers. If you compare the cricketers, the most improved ones which we had over a period of the last 10 years, the way he worked on his fitness, the way he has come back in test matches. Today's spell, Keshav, have you seen Shami ball better than what he did today at any point of time in his career in T20 games?
In T20, probably not. But in Test match, of course, I've seen him doing magic with the red ball. But in T20, of course, I agree. Like even if he has ball, I can't remember it right now. In a long time, I've seen Shami. I think lockdown had a positive effect on him. On the contrary, other players like Saurabh Tiwari and Rishabh Pant all have come out with a tummy. But I think Shami really worked on himself, and today it paid dividends. But just quickly adding on to the previous topic about the Test cricketers, you can say that about the Test cricketers like Cheteshwar Pujara or Hanuma Vihari. These guys could say that they are the Test cricketers and they could go to county and all. But I don't consider Ajinkya Rahane as just a Test specialist. He has proved himself in the T20 format in the IPL. He has proved himself in ODIs for India. So I still think that he there is a place for him in this Delhi 11. I didn't expect them to play today. The second that pacer Norkia. I didn't expect
Nokia.
them to play. I thought Ajinkya Rahane will get a place, and yeah, I thought that Ajinkya Rahane might play at 3 because these are the kind of pitches which will suit him even more than India, and he could play a floater role. So I hope to see him coming in the next few matches.
Perfect, perfect. Sunny, do you regret Delhi letting Shami go at one point? Because I think Shami played for Delhi, isn't it?
Yeah, he was there with Delhi Capitals till 2017, and then he has gone to Kings 11 Punjab. Yeah, I do regret that point. Delhi let go of Shami, but at that point of time, he was not that much fit. He had injury issues, so that was the reason why Delhi let him go. And now that Keshav has made a point that he has really worked hard on his fitness, and I've seen his videos of on Instagram where he was seen doing running in his yards, and it was like he was focused what he needs to get out of this lockdown period, and he exactly did that. We all saw how fit he is, how brilliantly he bowled, and the way he got wickets in power play. They're just brilliant. And also, Imam Bhai, let's talk about Ravi Ashwin, who actually changed the game in Delhi's favor at one situation by taking two quick wickets in the same over. So people were expecting that Ashwin would be taken off to cleaners by Glenn Maxwell, but that didn't happen. And also, I think he has dislocated his shoulder, so it might be very, very important if he didn't get fit before CSK's game. Delhi, we could see Delhi might go on to lose the match against CSK.
But that's a different point. I think Ashwin will take some time. It will be miraculous if he plays the next game because once you dislocate your shoulder,
I don't, but I don't think his absence will make that huge a difference because there is Amit Mishra in the ranks, and then there is Lami Chane as well waiting there. So in terms of just Ashwin the bowler, I don't think it will make that huge a difference because his batting could be an asset in Test cricket, but not in ODI. So he's not not in T20. So he's not a proper all-rounder. That if you lose him, you lose a batsman and a bowler both at the same time. Just like you have lost Ben Stokes for a couple of matches for Rajasthan. So I don't think that sort of impact and a void will be there if Delhi misses him for the next game or something because they have good enough spinner in the backup as well.
Yeah, but I think Keshav, it's about the fact that the way today Ashwin bowled that one over. He wanted to really do well for his side because Kings 11 let him go, traded him to Delhi. Otherwise, he was captaining them last year. And even that run which he was trying to save the ball was gone. But he dived because he wanted to save each and every run. And that same fire, I'm sure he will play with against Chennai at every time because he has played for Chennai for the longest of time. So I think that particular fire would be missing, against the Chennai
I know,
game.
but you have to see the batsmen in the opposition as well. Like the players he got out today, Nicholas Pooran and Karun Nair. I believe that Chennai's batsmen are much better at playing spin, particularly the middle order of Raidu and Faf du Plessis and MS Dhoni, Jadhav. I think they will play Ashwin much better than Nicholas Pooran for sure.
Absolutely, that's something time will say. So, Sunny, I will come to you. I think we are almost short of time. So I'll quickly go to the last question and first go to Priyansh with it. Priyansh, the last question is a mixture of today's game and tomorrow's. One is, the Punjab not playing Mujib and playing Nokia. as one of the bowlers. Is that the right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one mistake. Not playing Mujib is a huge mistake. You have to play at any cost. You have to play Mujib because he is one of the bowlers who's difficult to pick.
We know in the previous seasons, Rishabh Pant had struggled a lot with
Yes.
Mujib.
Got him out.
Uh, and I think Bishnoi opted in for the same technique, which was bowling away from Pant, and that is why I think Pant got confused. And I was listening to the commentary as well, and they were talking about how, uh, this new kid might be a little bit nervous, so he might be bowling a little bit wide. But later on in the match, we saw that
That's
he
his.
was
Yeah. That's
bowling
his plan.
outside the
Yeah.
off stump, and that was tactic. And yeah,
Yeah.
obviously the googlies that we talked about. So yeah, that is what Mujib did with his off spinners uh, in the previous tournaments. Rishabh Pant struggled a lot with Mujib in the past
Absolutely.
few
So
IPLs.
tomorrow's game,
So yeah,
before we close out from you, tomorrow's game, there's a huge game tomorrow. Sunrisers Hyderabad
right.
against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. A bit of a rivalry there because we have had the wood over RCB. SRH had the wood over RCB for a lot of time on the first game when they played. So, what are your thoughts about tomorrow's game? And pick a winner for us.
Okay, I'll go with RCB. I won't go with because I want them to win. Like ठीक है, start में जीत जाओ, कोई बात नहीं because luck is
Good.
not usually on their side. Like to be
Okay.
honest, but let's see. I'll go with RCB and
Okay.
I mean
RCB. Hmm.
SRH have got Warner and the likes of Warner and all these people on the side. But let's see.
Let's see. Let's see. Keshav, what do you think tomorrow's game? Who do you think will be victorious and or who will have a best chance to get the victory tomorrow? Looking at the first two games, the match is in Dubai tomorrow.
See, I just feel that Hyderabad is enough in their arsenal to win against this Bangalore side because Bangalore, as always, they are top heavy and they lack the bowling to defend score, especially even if they have a couple of good bowlers, the bowlers from the other end will leak runs. So even this time, even if they have the bowlers in their squad, but to make the right combination, I don't think they can afford to play both Stain and Morris together in that 11 because ABD is a short selection. Then there is Finch and Moin Ali. So these three are, I'm sure, they will be playing. So either one of Morris or Stain will play, and they have to pair up with Umesh Yadav or Navdeep Saini. So, but looking at the Hyderabad attack, I think it's much better rounded attack than Bangalore. And Imam, this is interesting because you see if you saw the last night's game, Ambati Raidu at number 4. And today, Shreyas Iyer at number 4. So this was a classic case of what could have been if we had a proper number 4 at World Cup. So tomorrow, what we had at World Cup, Vijay Shankar is going to play at number 4 in front of Virat Kohli. So I hope he proves Virat Kohli's decision right that he was right to take him instead of Iyer and Ambati Raidu. So my pick will be Hyderabad.
Fantastic. तेरे मुंह में घी शक्कर. What do you think, Sunny?
Imam Bhai, I think SRH because they've got a very well experienced spinner Rashid Khan who know these conditions very well because he has played many games in UAE plus Bhuvneshwar Kumar. It will be good to see how he performs in this year's IPL because this year's IPL would be crucial for him because he has been injured last year. So we might see Bhuvneshwar Kumar in a bit different role this year. We might see him bowling more at death, not at the start, but and I still feel SRH have an upper hand over RCB because RCB have got an headache about whom they should select.
But
Okay.
just to quickly add to it, like Sunny pointed out that they have Rashid Khan, but it's still early days in the tournament, and so far in the couple of games,
Right.
spin hasn't had that big a role so far, and that's why I was pointing out who
Spinners
will
will
be
be
playing.
top runs.
Yeah, so as I was saying that the fast bowling department for Bangalore and we have already seen जो अभी तक दो मैच हुए तो चारों टीम ने दो दो फॉरनर पेसर्स खिलाए हैं. So that's why अभी शुरू के दिनों में I don't think there will be a lot of spin because the pitches are still fresh, and that's why I think Mujib also didn't play today.
Okay. But I think the strength of Hyderabad lies in their two Afghans. So I will not be surprised if we see Rabi and Rashid both starting in the 11. Tomorrow we will definitely be an
Yeah, yeah.
exceptional compared to what the other team have done. We will not
See,
go.
I think it's a toss up between Kane Williamson and Mohammad Nabi. बाकी तो तीनों I think बाकी तीनों foreigner तो set हैं.
They pick themselves. So yes, absolutely agreed, guys. You know what? When we started this conversation, we felt that we will finish it off in 20 minutes. But as always, when we start talking about cricket, time is not going to be a factor. We can go for another 1 hour because we did not discuss the most important player. The player should have been the man. The person who should have been the man of the match is Nitin Menon. The umpire one shot run जिसकी वजह से इतना रायता पहला सुपर ओवर हुआ और वो सुपर ओवर इतना bizarre था. I've seen the worst super over in the history of the games which we have watched. And I'm sure all of the panelists here will agree with me.
But again, super over में भी you should blame Punjab because a set Mayank Agarwal was there जो पूरा इतना लेके चला है अभी टच में था उसको क्यों नहीं भेजा super over में? That's another important question.
What Rahul said was he was injured, so that's what the only reason we can take. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense to send anybody else apart from Mayank because Mayank was seeing the ball like a football, and it is so odd today. Today's game reminded me of the Bangladesh-India game at the Bangalore Stadium, where the situation was two 3 balls. Mushfiqur Rahim was dancing after India boundary. And then what happened is
the only difference is यहाँ पे कोई premature celebration नहीं हो रही थी. That's the only difference.
Sunny sir was saying in the commentary, the same shot if Mayank would have just played around, along the ground, victory हो गया यार खत्म करो match जीत जाती easy. But anyways, I think it was a very healthy discussion as always. Thank you so much, Sunny, Keshav, and Priyansh. It was lovely talking to you about the game. And what do we have tomorrow? We have a big game tomorrow. Not just because Hyderabad and Bangalore, we have a lot of good players in that. Virat Kohli against Warner. The matchups are great, and really looking forward to tomorrow's game. And we will definitely be back tomorrow. Hopefully, if it's not a super over, we'll join you a bit early. Priyansh dozed off to sleep, and we will doze off to sleep right after this. So thank you so much for joining in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good night.